Clarence Earl Gideon was a poor man who lived in Florida. All he had was an 8th grade education, and he ran away from home when he was in middle school. In 1961, he was accused of allegedly breaking into a pool hall. Gideon was charged with breaking and entering with the intent to commit a misdemeanor, which is a felony under Florida law.
Gideon, you are being charged with breaking and entering with intent to misdemeanor.
Gideon, a poor man, appeared in Florida court without an attorney because he could not afford one. He asked the judge to provide counsel for him.
I'm too poor for an attorney. I request that Your Honor give me counsel.
The trial judge denied Gideon's request because Florida law only permitted appointment of counsel for poor defendants charged with capital offenses.
No.
Since he did not have an attorney and the court would not appoint him one, Gideon was forced to represent and defend himself in court. He refused to testify against himself and defended his innocence. Regardless of his insistence that he was innocent, the court sentenced him to 5 years in prison. While in prison, Gideon appealed his conviction by filing a petition for a writ of habeas corpus in the Florida Supreme Court. Gideon's petition was taken to the Florida Supreme Court, but was denied. Being rejected by the Florida Supreme Court, Gideon again wrote another handwritten letter, this time to the U.S. Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. Gideon's handwritten petition was taken and presented to the U.S. Supreme Court. The court accepted the petition and decided to hear the case to decide if the Sixth Amendment right to a court-appointed attorney applies to state courts as well. The Supreme Court reviewed Gideon's case and ruled in favor of Gideon, overturning the lower court decision. It also overruled the prior court decision of Betts v. Brady, which held that the refusal to appoint counsel for an indignant defendant charged with a felony in state court did not necessarily violate the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. Gideon was given counsel appointed by the court, and he won his case. He was acquitted of all charges and set free. The unanimous decision on March 18, 1963, the Supreme Court ruled that the Sixth Amendment's guarantee of counsel is a fundamental right essential to a fair trial and important aspect of due process of law as stated in the 14th Amendment. In overturning the decision in Betts v. Brady, Justice Black, who wrote the opinion of the court, stated that any person hailed to court who is too poor to hire a lawyer cannot have a fair trial unless counsel is provided for him. As a result, in any criminal court case, the defendant will always be provided a court-appointed attorney if he cannot afford to pay for one, as stated when read one's Miranda rights.